You guys read the title of the video. You guys see it right here. These are animals we need to have domesticated. I wrote be domesticated because I'm a dumbass. All right. Before we begin this video, I need to give a brief warning. Here. Guys, these animals, you shouldn't approach them. You shouldn't try to make them your household pets. They're wild animals. Leave it to the professionals, okay? People go to school for animals as much as they do for medicine. And so leave it to them to really take care of these animals. If you are like me, a dumbass, don't try and make these animals your pets. I'm just saying that it would be pretty cool if we could have these animals as pets. All right, first and foremost, we got bears. All right, the whole reason I made this video. I mean, just look at this guy right here. Look at all this fat goodness on him, okay? Look at this guy. Look at all that belly. What are you doing with all that belly? Bears are like the cutest thing on the goddamn planet. And fun little fact about bears for all the linguists that don't know, the actual term for bear, the reason it's so similar in other languages is because in like Proto-Indo-European, they used to be so scared of this thing that they would refer to it as the brown one. With that said, I mean, just look at this guy. This guy in particular, look at this guy. He's just walking. This guy, you know, he looks like he'd pop bubbles with his bare hands. He's awesome. This guy, he's just playing around in the grass, you know. Bears admire nature. They love food. You know, they sleep for 3 months out of the year, so they be hibernating and shit. So you don't got to take care of them as much. But just look at all this fat. Oh, my goodness. So anyone that, like, actually thinks it's cool to make their small little tiny cats or their big dogs fat, you could do that with bears because they actually need to get fat for the winter. By the way, to everybody that doesn't know, every year, Katmai National Park does Fat Bear Week. You should go to Fat Bear Week and register to vote. I don't give a fuck about any elections. You need to vote in Fat Bear Week, okay? This year's winner was Chunk. Last year it was Grazer. Some absolute units. It's a great distraction from the real world, and you can look at fat bears for a whole week. But yeah, this guy alone should tell you everything behind why it is that we need to have bears as pets. Next up, we got raccoons. Oh, good lord. Next up, we got raccoons. Guys, look at these things. Look, he's just like, yeah, I'm a raccoon. What's up? This guy's like, yeah, what's good? This guy just like me for real. Oh, shit, I'm in the wrong layer. This guy just like me for real. Right? Raccoons as pets, I don't know why it is that we aren't thinking, like, damn, we need to make these guys our pets. They eat everything. They're food-oriented. Therefore, they're easy to train like dogs. They're small. They don't have any natural instincts to kill us. We need to make these guys pets immediately. And I was reading an article that raccoons are actually starting to show signs of early domestication. So let's just make this shit happen already. Let's make it so that raccoons can, like, live with us and stuff and be awesome. By the way, going back to bears, just for a quick second, right? Imagine you're having a bear, you know, the grizzly bear, he's chilling in your backyard and shit. And there's an intruder that comes in, and it's like, all right, unleash the beast. And he goes in and eats the guy. Like, it would be awesome. It's the best deterrent ever. We need to have more bears as pets, you know, like bears, obviously under humane conditions. I'm not saying that, you know, I need the bear to be just as happy as I am if he's living with me. But obviously that's impossible. Bears need to eat their salmon in Alaska. But back to raccoons for a quick second, right? Like, I get that logistically speaking, there's lots of ethical problems when it comes to trying to make these guys pets. With that said, if we can make it happen, shit, there'd be a raccoon in my house. There'd be 20 of them in my house. Obviously, I have to take care of them. Also, another fun fact to anybody that sees people with pet raccoons on social media, yes, it's legal in some states. Also, something worth noting is that when they do appear to be obese and stuff like that, raccoons are like bears in the sense that they get fat for the winter time. So it's going to appear that they're a little bit extra chunky. It's not because the owner is abusive and just says, ha, fat raccoon. It's actually because raccoons need to get fat for the winter the same way bears do. All right. This next one's going to confuse some people. We got big cats. That's right, big cats. This is a tiger, this is a panther, and this is like a jaguar or panther or something. Shout out Alex Mazunga. We need big cats. I know what you're thinking. Oh, but we got little cats. Okay, little cats are cool and all, but think about the big cats, right? They're big. I don't think I really need to go further. We have cats already, and we have house cats, and people love cats. Cats are like, what, like the top two pets, like cats and dogs. And really, it's like 1A, 1B as far as the cats are considered. Imagine having a tiger in your house, and we're talking ethically here. I don't give a shit about some Tiger King documentary that came out, some Carol Baskin shit. I don't really care. Ethically speaking, if we could have these guys as like our sidekicks and shit, that'd be awesome. It'd be like, I got a rat problem. All right, send the big cat out. An intruder breaks into my house. Hey, same thing as the bear. I just send my big ass Tony the tiger to go whoop its ass. Panthers. Okay, there are already black cats that look like panthers. All right, just like grow them by 10 times and let them roam around, We need more big cats. They're awesome. We're going to talk about one more animal group because this is going to be a shorter video for today. My next video is going to be a fucking banger, I promise you guys. But let's talk about seals. Look at these guys. They're just fat as shit. They're blobs of fat. They want their belly slapped and rubbed, and they want to get fed fish all day. And they get attacked by the polar bears and stuff. And when I said bear, guys, I was referring to brown bears. So let me just get that clarified here. Oh, shit. Brown bears. As you can see. I will also say that in the case of brown bears, it is easier for me to say, let's advocate for the brown bears because they're fucking awesome. Like black bears, yeah, they're awesome too. However, like, it's the fucking brown bear. He's all big and fat. Anyways, seals. Back to seals. Just look at all this rotund seal. You're not supposed to touch them. And I have never touched a seal. My lawyers advise that I say that. But in all seriousness, I've never touched a seal. Right? But if you can, like, if you can have one as a pet, like, that would be awesome. I just have, like, a big-ass tank and let the seal swim around in it. And, yeah, I think that these are all some awesome animals. However, obviously, I got to say, of any animal here, let's make the bears. Let's make the bears pets. Let's domesticate the bear, all right? Hashtag domesticate the bear. Let's get that shit going. And also, next year, please vote in Fat Bear Week. We need a dethroned Chunk. Shout out Chunk, though, for winning Fat Bear Week with a broken jaw. That's how you know bears are awesome. And with that, I have been KEDD Kid. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.